Hi, my friends. It's Alyssa. I am here with another reading for you today. I hope everybody has been doing well. For today's reading, we're going to be looking into your person's head and heart space. So, their thoughts and their feelings towards you, your current situation, etc. We have 3 options to choose from today. I've got 3 stacks of tarot cards and also oracle cards here. And with each group, I have these little, well, they're actually bookmarks. So this is the one for group number 1. I think you guys can see that okay. Group number 2. And group number 3. The timestamps for each group will be in the description. As always, you can also find the link to my Etsy store down there if you're interested in getting a private reading with me. Also, before we begin today's video, I just need to shout out my channel members. Thank you so much, Marigold and Stephanie, for being members. If you would like to become a member of the channel, the link to do that will be in the description as well. Channel members get really cute cat emojis to use, you get shout outs in every video, and my level 2 members also get exclusive videos once or twice a month. You guys get to choose the topic of the monthly video, and I've also made some of my old videos members only, my spirit work chat videos, and a few that were Patreon exclusive back in the day when I had Patreon. I just wanted to give everybody a really good idea of like what kinds of things I want to do over there. So if you want to, you can check out what videos I currently have members only and get a good vibe for what you could expect. We'd be really happy to have you as a member. I'm going to be posting more frequent updates and pictures over there. And I just really want it to be a nice, cozy, witchy hangout place for everybody. So that's my goal. Anyway, we are going to go ahead now and get started with group number 1. So if you chose group number 1, let's find out what your person is thinking and how they are currently feeling about you. So let's start by looking at these oracle cards. So the first card that we have here, sorry, the first card we have here is Insecure. It says, am I even good enough for you? Next, we have Laughter. You really know how to make me laugh. We have Reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. And we have Be in the present and dream of the future. Well, when we dream, everything is possible. Actually, I want to put that over here. So, immediately, it feels like the person you're thinking about, group 1, is very much, I definitely get feelings of fondness coming through here, affectionate feelings. It really seems like this person enjoys spending time with you or talking with you. You make them feel good. You make them happy. And they think very, very highly of you. However, at the same time, they seem to be feeling kind of insecure, kind of unsure if they are worthy of having you in their life or if they're worthy of being with you. They may have some self-esteem or self-confidence issues going on here. And they do seem to spend a good deal of time like thinking about the possibilities for your relationship, thinking about a potential future with you, but I'm not sure that they are really grounded in like making making that potential future happen. And what I mean by that is like they think about it, they imagine it, they daydream about it, but what are they actually doing to take steps towards that future together? I'm not really sure. It seems like maybe they're not really taking steps towards that. And also with the reflection card being here, I do kind of get the impression that maybe there's a little bit of distance between you at the moment, because this card talks about giving each other space. And so, you know, maybe maybe their hesitation or their like lack of their inaction has kind of been clear to you, and maybe you've kind of stepped back, or you've kind of just like allowed them to, how do I want to say this? Maybe you've just kind of put the ball like in their court, you know what I'm saying? And you've said, okay, I'm gonna let them make the effort now, because maybe in the past you were making most of the effort, you were doing most of the work in the relationship, and so now you've kind of said, okay, I'm gonna let them take the lead and see what happens here. And I feel like for a lot of you, if that is the case, they haven't really done much with that. You know, they haven't really taken steps forward or initiated things the way that you maybe hoped that they would. So let's look at these other cards now. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Five of Swords, the Hanged Man. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune is like change. This card is about cycles. It's about fate, destiny, divine timing, divine guidance. The Five of Swords is often kind of associated with like conflict or opposition. There is this sense of like disappointment with this card. It can in some instances represent defeat, but it can also talk about like getting something that you want, but it doesn't meet your expectations, like a hollow kind of victory. And then the Hanged Man is a very, very passive energy. This is like stagnation, delays, having to wait for something. However, this card also can talk about changing perspectives, looking at things from a new point of view. And there's also this this sense of like surrender or sacrifice with this card. Sometimes I see it when like someone is surrendering a situation, or you know, letting go of control or a desire to control something. We also have here the Eight of Swords. This is restriction. This is, oh, there's a card underneath of it too. Oh gosh, okay. This is restriction. It can be isolation. It can be someone being held back by their own thoughts or beliefs about something. It's a very self-limiting sort of thing with the Eight of Swords. Okay, we've also got here the Devil. The Devil is kind of similar to the Eight of Swords in some ways, because it again speaks of like restriction, of being held back. The Devil can represent anything that might prevent somebody from really being their best self or reaching their fullest potential. And a lot of times we do see it representing things like addiction or codependency, toxic relationships, mental health problems, things like that. We also have here the Four of Swords. This is a card of rest and reflection, and it can talk about taking a break from something, taking a step back from a situation, pressing pause on it. And then finally we have the King of Cups. This is kind of an extra card. I meant to only pull 6 tarot cards for you guys, but we have this one here as well. And the King of Cups is a very deep emotional energy. This is like emotional maturity or emotional intelligence, being really in tune with your feelings. There is definitely a strong feeling of compassion and empathy with the King of Cups, and also just very, very deep emotional connections can be represented by this card. So again, it's very clear to me that this person we're talking about is very into you. Like they really do seem to care about you a lot. They think very highly of you again. But there's all of this stagnant, blocked energy going on here as well. So I really get this sense that this person we're talking about is really struggling with something mentally or emotionally that's preventing them from actually taking action towards you, or taking meaningful action towards you. And, I'm not totally sure what exactly it is that's holding them back. Obviously, this is a general reading, so everybody's situation is going to be a bit different. But it really feels like at the essence of this situation, like the essence of this problem is that they don't feel good enough, or they don't feel worthy of like being with you, or just being with somebody who genuinely loves or cares about them. And I feel like they do recognize that this is a problem. They recognize that they are holding themselves back, and I do feel like they want to change that. It does seem as though they want to like dig into themselves and really get to the root of that problem, so that they can overcome it, and so that they can actually like fully embrace this connection that they share with you. And I feel like that's kind of where this Four of Swords is coming in, and also the Hanged Man to an extent, because it seems like they're trying to look inside of themselves and kind of figure this thing out, or work through this problem that they're facing. With the Wheel being here, it does seem as though they want a change. They want to create a meaningful change in their own life, and that they do feel to an extent that maybe this relationship or this connection is in some way significant. Like, it does feel to them like this is something important that they really should be trying to, embrace and put themselves into. And I feel like they do want to do that. But they have all of these blockages inside them that they're trying to overcome. And it does seem like they're trying to overcome them. It's not that they're just accepting that this is the way it is and they're never gonna make a move or anything like that. I do feel like they are trying to overcome whatever it is that's holding them back. But it's going to take time for them to really be able to rise above this thing and tame that beast and take total control over it. So if some of you, I feel, maybe are watching this because you're wondering if they are actually interested in you romantically, maybe because they don't really let on that they have those kinds of feelings, or maybe they do sometimes, but it's not really consistent. I would say they definitely do. There definitely is a lot of loving energy here, and there is attraction here. The Devil card kind of talks about that. This is the Devil can be like a very sexual kind of energy sometimes. So I do feel that they are attracted to you in that way, and they do, again, this person like really has a lot of affectionate feelings towards you. Like, they really, really enjoy being around you, spending time with you, talking with you. And they really seem to value the times that you have shared together. And it does seem like they, again, going back to this dreaming of the future, it does seem like they really want to have a bigger future with you. They want to be, they want to take this thing further and fully embrace the feelings that they have, fully embrace your connection that you share. They're just having a hard time like actually putting that desire into action because of the things that are blocking them. This insecurity, this uncertainty, this lack of self-esteem, this feeling like I am not good enough for this person, or I am not worthy of this. And you know, sometimes when somebody feels unworthy of something, a lot of the times they're correct. And that's not to say that this is a bad person that we're talking about, or that they, you know, that they're not worth your time. But it does seem like they are correct in this idea that they need to improve, that they need to do better in some way. Because the way that they are right now, they're not deserving of you. And that might sound that might sound kind of harsh, but I feel like that's the truth. I feel like whatever this is that's blocking them, that is what, you know, it's the thing that they need to work through. And as long as they still have that issue, as long as they are allowing themselves to be held back by that problem, then they're correct. They're not worthy. They're not going to be good enough. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense at all? They've got to get past this thing so that they can actually initiate, so that they can actually be the person that you know they're capable of being. Okay? Do you follow me? And they do seem to feel kind of guilty for like putting you through this, because it does seem like for a lot of you, this situation has been kind of difficult, you know, emotionally. It has been a bit taxing because it feels like so much uncertainty for you, as far as like, you know, how do they actually feel, because it seems like they haven't really fully been expressing themselves, and also what's going to happen here, because this person is not really taking action. They're not really initiating things. They're not really reciprocating all the time. And so they do feel kind of guilty about putting you through that experience. And honestly, they probably should. You know, that might kind of help to push them a little bit towards, you know, fixing whatever it is that they need to fix. But yeah, make no mistake, this person is very much interested in you romantically, and they do like you a lot. And they even, you know, for some of you, this person even loves you, but they've got to just get it together. They've got to get past whatever it is that's preventing them from really diving headfirst into those emotions and into the connection, because like that's what you deserve, somebody who is going to really put forth the effort and, you know, reciprocate your energy. Right now they're just not capable of doing that. So you know, at this point in time, I feel like your best course of action is going to be to just kind of give them the space that they need to do what they need to do, which I know is not easy, but I feel like that's the best thing to do in this situation, because this change that they need to make, it needs to come from within themselves. It's not going to be a lasting change if they feel, if someone else is like pushing them to do that work. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, group 1, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope this was interesting. I hope that this reading resonated with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, all of my links are in the description if you want to check those out. If you want to get a private reading with me or become a channel member, we'd be very happy to have you. Thank you again for joining me. I hope I see you next time, guys. Bye! All right, if you chose group 2, let's find out what your person is thinking and feeling about you. So we're going to start by looking at your oracle cards. Oh, wow. Okay, so the first card we have here is solitude. My alone time is precious to me, and I honestly prefer my own company. Interesting. And then we also have soulmate. I know you are my soulmate. We've got let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. And we have embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. Okay, so right away, very strong energy coming through here, especially with this soulmate card. It definitely seems like the person we're talking about here feels a very strong connection to you. They feel very deeply attached, and they may even believe or feel that this is a soulmate kind of relationship that you share. And we do have a little bit of conflicting energy though with this embrace your emotions card and the solitude card both being here, because embrace your emotions really implies that, you know, there are significant emotions at play here, and that this person does have a lot of strong feelings towards you, but at the same time, there is this, I want to say, like, desire for solitude, or this maybe hesitation about getting closer to you, or approaching you or something like that. So let's look at your tarot cards. We have the Three of Cups, first of all. So the Three of Cups is all about like unity and friendship and togetherness. It can represent like very strong emotional attachments between people coming together and having good times, making good memories. We've also got the Devil. So the Devil is like restriction or limitations. It can represent something that holds a person back or prevents them from reaching their fullest potential. We often see the Devil representing things like addiction, codependency, toxic relationships, mental health struggles, that kind of thing. We also have the King of Swords here, which is the King of Swords is like a truth teller. He is very much associated with clarity, and insight, communication, honesty. We have Temperance. This is a card of balance and moderation. It's a very gentle energy. It's very much like, I kind of see Temperance as like still waters that run very deep. So on the surface, there's not much going on. It's calm, it's peace, it's peaceful, it's tranquil. But below the surface, it runs very deep. It's very profound. And Temperance also can sometimes talk about healing or renewal as well. We've also got here the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is abundance. She is prosperity. She is success and accomplishment. And she's also a very nurturing, very maternal kind of figure, very caring, very loving. And then lastly, we have the Nine of Cups, which is like wish fulfillment and emotional contentment, satisfaction. The Nine of Cups is a very positive card because it really feels like being on top of the world, like having everything you need right now, not wanting for anything. So those are your cards, group 2. And like I said already, it's very clear to me that the person we're talking about does think very highly of you, and they are really, really fond of you. There is a lot of loving emotion coming through here. The Three of Cups tells me that they really value your friendship, like just the connection that you have at its essence. It's like they really enjoy being around you, spending time with you, talking to you. They feel like you have very good conversations. And it honestly feels like you bring them a great deal of peace. You bring them a great deal of peace and feelings of calm and serenity. And it's almost as if you are kind of a refuge for them. Like, you are someone that they can talk to when they're struggling with something, or you're someone that they can spend time with when they're feeling stressed. And it's like, you just, something about you just kind of makes all of the stress, all of the anxiety, all of the uncertainty kind of melt away. Or, you know, they can forget about their troubles for a while when they're with you, or when they're talking to you. And with the, okay, so, all right, so this solitude card is starting to make more sense for me. It's tying in a lot with this card. I'm going to read it to you again. It says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So I get the impression that the person we're looking at here very much values their solitude, or they very much value just like being their own person, their independence, you know, being able to do their own thing. And it seems like you really allow them to be themselves. Like, you do not suffocate this person in any way. Like, you are not always on top of them. You give them enough space. And sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want to explain what I'm seeing here. But it's like, you give them the space that they need to fully be themselves and explore their own interests and pursue their own goals and all of that, while still having a really good, solid relationship with each other. It's like you guys are a unit, or you could become a unit, but at the same time, it's like at the same time, you guys remain your own people. You guys remain individuals who have identities outside of the relationship. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes when people get into relationships, they become consumed by that relationship, and they sometimes forget, you know, who they are outside of it, or they start to lose interest in the things that they enjoyed prior to getting into that relationship. Or, you know, they're constantly spending time with the other person, and they're no longer really free to, you know, do their own thing anymore. I don't feel like that's the case with this connection. This feels like a connection that it's deep, it's meaningful, it's profound, it's loving, but it also allows both of you to breathe. It also allows both of you to still remain individuals with your own identities and your own interests and your own passions. And that's really, I think, a very beautiful thing. It doesn't feel like there's any like codependence in this connection. It doesn't feel like this is something where you guys are relying on one another to feel safe, or to feel secure, or to feel fulfilled, because it feels like you guys, you know, it feels like your fulfillment comes from within yourselves. Like, your sense of being fulfilled and happy really comes from within. Like, you guys are not relying on one another to make you feel happy and fulfilled and satisfied in life. Does that make sense? That's basically what I'm trying to get at here. And it's almost like, it's not that you guys complete each other exactly, because you guys, you're both whole, complete people on your own, and I feel like you both know that. So it's not that you complete each other, but it's that you guys enhance one another. You enhance one another so much. You guys bring so much to one another's lives that it's like the happiness, the fulfillment, it is magnified. It feels like this person is very much embracing their feelings for you, or they want to embrace their feelings for you. You know, with this being a general reading, everybody's circumstances are going to be a bit different. So it just kind of depends on the current nature of your relationship, if you're actually with this person or if you're just still kind of exploring your relationship with this person or something like that. It just feels like this person is very excited about you. They're very excited about the potential of this connection, what the possibilities are for the two of you moving forward. Again, they feel a really deep bond with you. They feel like this could be a soulmate relationship. And they're really excited to explore that and see what is possible for the two of you. What could you guys accomplish together? Because you both accomplish so much individually. What could you do together as a team? That idea, that prospect is really exciting to them. And they just seem really eager to see what the future holds for the two of you as a unit. Now, I do want to pull maybe one or two more cards here, because this Devil card is a little bit, it's throwing me off just a little bit. I'm not totally sure what it's talking about. So let me grab, let me grab a clarifier here. Okay, we've got the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is often a very tired, very weary kind of energy. It shows up a lot in situations where someone has been working towards something for maybe a long time, or a lot of obstacles have gotten in their way, and they might be feeling like giving up. They might be feeling very discouraged. But this is not a card about giving up. At the end of the day, the Nine of Wands is about perseverance, continuing to push forward and get what you want in spite of adversity. So it seems like, oh, okay. Basically what I'm getting here is that your person, when they are with you, or when they are thinking about you, they feel so at peace. They feel this clarity like they've maybe never even experienced before. And they feel as though they can overcome any obstacle. They feel like they can push through any opposition. Like they can overcome anything that might stand in their way when they have you by their side. And you make them want to continue pushing forward. Even in those moments where they feel discouraged, or they feel like, what is the point in doing this? Or what am I doing this for? They think about you and they're like, that's what I'm doing this for. Sometimes if they lose sight of what's really important in their life, or what their end goals are, or what it is they're really striving for, they think about you and they are reminded they really can do anything they set their mind to. And that's something it seems like they've always kind of believed about themselves, but you just give them a little extra push to keep fighting, to keep pushing, to keep moving forward. I feel like this person really, really wants to share their life with you. Like, to do life with you, if you're not already. Because this really has like life partner kind of vibes to it, this whole reading. So I would be a little bit surprised if you were not already like in a partnership with this person. But if you're not, that very much seems to be what they want. That's what they want to get to. Okay, group 2. So I think I'm going to leave that there. Those are really all the messages that I am getting for you guys right now. You have a really beautiful connection going on here. And I feel like you guys really bring out the best in one another. So hopefully this reading resonated with you. Take what applies, leave the rest behind. If the reading did not resonate, you may want to try a different one. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope I see you next time. Bye. All right, and finally, if you chose group 3, let's find out how your person or what your person is thinking and feeling about you. So we're going to start by looking at your oracle cards. Okay, so the very first card we have here is no. It says, if you ask me, I will say no. And we've got collaborate. I wonder what would happen if we joined forces. Okay, we also have beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. And we've got spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So right away, it does look as if this person we're talking about feels some kind of spiritual connection with you. They may feel as though there is something more significant about your connection or meaningful about it. There could possibly be something karmic going on with this card being here as well, because there's kind of this idea that there's something that maybe the two of you are meant to learn from each other, or there's something about this relationship is meant to inspire some kind of growth or development for one or the other of you, or both of you. So let's look at these other cards. Okay, we have the Hermit. So the Hermit is solitude, it is withdrawal, it is introspection. The Hermit very much is about like self-discovery. We have the Two of Wands, which is often about like planning for the future or exploring your options. The twos in general a lot of times do represent choice. However, the very active nature of the Wands cards a lot of times give this card this feeling of like a decision that's already been made, and so we often see the Two of Wands as like someone planning their next steps or readying themselves to take some sort of action based on a choice that they have made. We also have here the Eight of Cups, which is really about like walking away from something or leaving something behind. There is often a sense of sadness with the Eight of Cups, so it's not that you want to walk away or leave something behind necessarily, but you might have to for whatever reason. We've also got here the King of Pentacles, which is abundance and prosperity and success. This indicates a high level of like stability and security as well. This is very solid, grounded earth energy. We've also got the Nine of Pentacles, more earth energy. The Nine of Pentacles is really about like independence and self-sufficiency and like making it on your own, you know, kind of doing your own thing and being very successful by yourself. A lot of times in the relationship context, we see this card representing someone who is single and really making the most out of that time on their own, or really enjoying their time on their own. And then we also have here the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a very wise, very spiritual, insightful kind of figure. She represents the unknown and, you know, unveiling the mysteries of life and that kind of thing. So we have the High Priestess and the Hermit here, which are sort of similar to each other in that respect. And these two cards do kind of tie in with the idea that there is something about your connection that they feel is meant to teach them something, or that they're meant to learn from. I do get the sense that this person, it does feel like this person does seem to be fond of you. This person does like you. They do seem to enjoy being around you and spending time with you and talking with you. I'm not getting like real strong emotions coming through, maybe because the two of you just don't know each other super well at this point in time, or you just haven't been able to get too close. But it does feel like there is something alluring about you to this person. There is something that kind of draws them in, that makes them feel this magnetic like attraction towards you. We do have this very earthy energy with the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, and Pentacles, you know, these cards relate a lot to the more physical, tangible aspects of our lives. And so these cards can relate to physical attraction or sexuality as well in some cases. So I do get the sense that this person is attracted to you in that way, more than likely. But also this is just kind of showing me like this magnetism, this feeling of like being drawn in by you. It's interesting because it's almost like you were something that they didn't expect. Like they didn't expect to meet you, or they didn't expect to develop feelings for you or to be attracted to you or something like that. Because with the Nine of Pentacles being here, it seems like they were very content on their own, or like doing whatever it was that they were doing prior. And then you came in and you kind of, you shook things up for them a bit. And it does seem like something about you, or something about the relationship that you currently have, has really prompted them to think more deeply about themselves, and maybe like about their like where they are going in life, or like the things that really matter to them, their priorities and their values, or something along those lines. The Eight of Cups being here, it's kind of, it's a little bit strange, because it's almost like, and also the No card, it's almost like, it's like there is this, there's kind of this reluctance to like fully embrace what's going on here. Like they may not feel entirely ready to embark on this journey, because they feel like if they give into this connection, like if they really embrace it and they start to move forward with you, they feel like it's going to initiate a big change in their life, a big change in themselves, maybe how they perceive themselves, how they, you know, live their life, and they might not feel entirely ready to do that yet. Does that make sense? They feel like this relationship has the potential to be truly life-changing, and they might be a little bit anxious or hesitant about fully like embracing those changes. And that might be kind of what this Two of Wands is talking about as well. This feeling like, you know, there's something big on the horizon. I have not yet really taken steps to reach it or to move towards it, but there's something, there's something substantial that's being planned, or that's starting to maybe fall into place, or something like that. And they do think a lot about like what this relationship might be capable of, or what the two of you might be able to achieve together. With the Collaborate card being here, they do seem to daydream or imagine what the future might hold for the two of you, and they do feel like the two of you could be a very good team. But it just seems like they are nervous about really bringing forth the transformation that they feel your connection will cause for them. Does that make sense? They may not feel ready for that. It's like they recognize that there is something big and transformative about your relationship. Again, it could be something karmic. It could be something like that, where you guys are meant to learn something from each other or grow as a result of the relationship. And they might just feel like they're just, they might just feel like they're not ready to embrace that change or to undergo that growth, because they may have this feeling like it will be an uncomfortable process, or they may have this feeling like they will have to give something up that they really like about their life right now, or something along those lines. It just seems like, you know, I get the impression for a lot of you who chose this group, this is most likely somebody that you don't have a real solid relationship with at this point in time. Maybe you just recently met each other, or you just haven't really had an opportunity to get real close, or something like that. It just feels like this is something that's still fairly new, or it just hasn't had the chance yet to really develop very much. And it seems like that, you know, it hasn't had that opportunity to develop very much because mostly because this person is kind of wanting to take their time. They're kind of wanting to delay the start of this because they feel like they will have to give something up, or they will have to undergo a really big change, and they just don't feel ready for it yet. And if that's the case, then, you know, that's not exactly your problem, is it, group 3? They're gonna learn whatever the intended lesson is, one way or another. If you're wondering, should I wait around for this person? Should I, you know, should I give them a chance? Should I wait for them to make a move? I would say probably not, because you might be waiting for a very long time. Of course, at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want to do in this situation, but that would be my unsolicited advice for you guys. It just feels like they're not ready at this point to get out of their comfort zone, and they just have this intuitive feeling like being with you, or developing, or like establishing a relationship with you would force them outside of their comfort zone, and they just don't feel ready to do that. They don't feel inclined to do that. So they do very much like you. I mean, that's, you know, they do feel very much attracted to you, and they're very intrigued by you. You are extremely fascinating to them, but they are really holding back because they just don't want things to change. They just seem very content with their life the way that it is. They're very comfortable. They're very happy doing, you know, the things that are familiar and feel safe to them, and they just have this feeling like you would completely shake their life up, and they're just not ready to, they're not ready for that change. Okay, that's pretty much, it's pretty much as simple as that, group 3. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope that this reading resonated with you. I hope it was interesting. I realize that it may not have been quite what some of you were hoping to hear, but I really appreciate you joining me today, group 3, and I hope I see you guys next time. My links are in the description, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, so if you want to get a private reading with me, or if you are interested in becoming a channel member, feel free to check those out. I am wishing you guys all the best, as always. Bye!